song structure. It may sound a bit boring, and it kind of is, but it is one of the fundamentally important parts of writing a good song. It can take a boring, repetitive song and make it listenable all the way through. So in this video, I'm going to define the song structure of my new song. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete, and this is Studio Live today, where I help you create, record, and release your best music. And in this video, in fact, in this series of videos, I am writing, recording, and releasing a brand new song. In fact, at the moment, it's called New Song. So in the first video, if you didn't check that one out, I had 30 minutes. I grabbed an idea that I had on my phone. I played back that idea, and then I turned that into a bit of a song structure. So I got a bit of the intro, the verse, the chorus. I got a little bit of chorus lyrics written, and then I sent it out to you and said, give me some ideas, let me know what I'm doing well, what I'm not doing so well, and you came to the party and gave me a bunch of ideas. So I'll be going through some of those in this video, and I'll also be defining my complete end-to-end structure. Now, that doesn't mean it won't change. In fact, it almost definitely will change, but you need to start somewhere. And I like to have a pretty clear structure, because when I then grab GarageBand and I throw this into GarageBand and I get all my sections set up, I want to be able to do that pretty early on before I start recording my guide tracks and my guide vocals and getting everything happening from the tracking and the recording phase. I like to have a pretty clear idea of what the end-to-end song is going to be. So without any further ado, let's jump in now and take a look at where we are at now, some of the feedback that I've got, and what this song structure is going to look like. So when we left off yesterday, this is what we had. We have New Song here. It still has no name. I'm open to suggestions. Let me know what you think. We have our chords for our intro, our verse, our pre-chorus, and our chorus. And that's kind of the majority of the song structure. But what we're going to work through today is how many of these and in what order they're actually going to be, so that we know if it's intro, verse, chorus, verse, bridge, if there is going to be one, and then the end. So that is what we'll be looking through today and what we'll be working on. Now, we've got some ideas for the chorus here around lyrics already. I've added in these ones in brackets are sort of some other ideas that I've been having over the last couple of days. And what I'm going to do is I'm not working a lot on lyrics today, but you guys have, you folks have given me some ideas in the comments. So I'm going to be talking about some of those and seeing what we can add in there. We've then got my, my lyrics down here. So the premise of it, which we talked about in the last video, if you can check out if you want to catch up on that. And then, yeah, just some ideas around the different verses that we have there. But the main thing that we've actually written is our chorus. So our chorus at the moment, I'm just going to turn my guitar up a bit because it was a bit quiet yesterday. So I'm going to throw it into my mixer here today so that we can hear the guitar a bit better. So it was, time after time we are standing in line, coming, no, that's not right. Time after time we are coming together and making the most of each line. And lucky old me when you're waltzing with me and we're dancing in 6 and 8 time. So it was something like that, yeah. Now you can see there that I've put in some different ideas there. So it's like, time after time we are standing in line and making the most of each day, or whatever that's going to end up being. I've got line there, but it could be day. Let's type that in at the moment, make the most of each day. And then, and lucky old me when you're waltzing with me, but it's like, I'm happy to see when you're waltzing with me. So that's the other idea that I had. But let's now jump in and take a look at some of the ideas that I've had from you folks, from my viewers here that have left some comments about what they think should be in this chorus. So my friend Danny Elliott here has said, I'm happy and free when you're waltzing with me. I'm actually really liking that one. So that's going in the document here right now. I'm going to add that as a potential for this chorus. And Danny has also said that it sounds a bit Celtic, which I absolutely agree with. I was saying, and I didn't play it in the last video, but it's sounding a bit like my song Drinking With You, which is a bit of like an Irish drinking song. So this definitely has that same sort of vibe to it for sure. We have a comment here as well from Ponk80 who said, isn't asking for help on a challenge cheating? Well, kind of. No, and my response to that is that, yeah, if you want to do things completely independently, that's totally cool and more power to you. But I love the idea of collaborating, getting ideas and sharing things. Plus, it would be a pretty boring video series if I just said, here's my song, and you may not say anything about it and you will not change it. So thank you, as always, for your support, Ponk80, one of the greatest commenters here on the channel. Frederick Ursua, let's throw in some harmonica, Pete. That would be amazing if I knew how to play the harmonica. So I don't, but I do want to add in some other acoustic type instruments. So I'm workshopping a few ideas in my head, and in the next couple of videos, I'll be taking a look and trying out some different things. I'm trying to steer away from virtual instruments. I'd like to record everything live if I can, but it may not work out because I don't have a lot of talent in anything but guitar, piano, and vocals. So we'll see how we go. And Darren Bryant, thank you for reaching out. You've provided a couple of good options here. So we've got Lucky Am I could touch the sky when we're dancing in 6 and 8 time. I like that one. Or Lucky Am I always touching the sky when we're dancing in 6 and 8 time. So I think we're all on similar sort of wavelengths. So all of these are going down as possible suggestions in here. So once again, thank you for everyone who has provided feedback, who's commented on the first video. We've got a few more to go in this series, so keep it coming and we'll continue to workshop this song together. Oh, and very quickly, Dean over at the Songwriting Studio also chimed in with a comment. So thank you, Dean. I love your content. If you are a GarageBand user, or even if you're not, if you write songs, check out the Songwriting Studio. I will put a link to that in the description as well so that you can check out Dean's work. Great stuff over there. Okay, so now that I've added in these additional ideas, my chorus is looking messier than ever. So I've got a bunch of options here, and that's actually okay because I'm actually thinking with this song, I might not go with the exact same chorus every time. Maybe it changes and evolves. So with the verses, every time we go verse chorus, maybe we have a slightly different chorus dependent upon which verse it's actually coming after. And that's something that I talked about at the start with song structure. You want to be able to add variety and change things up and keep interest. Sometimes just changing, it doesn't have to be the whole chorus, but changing a few words of the chorus can actually inject a little bit more interest. So we will get back to that in the next video when we look at more of the lyric writing. But now let's jump back to the chord structure, the chord progressions, and the song structure and get that bedded down for this track. You may have noticed in the last video that the way I wrote some of the chords wasn't exactly right because I'm writing this in 6/8 time. In fact, the song is like saying 6 and 8 time, yet I was basically writing these as if they were 3/4 times. So for every chord, what I want is one letter per bar. So what the intro should actually be is A, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, E, then F sharp minor, and then D, and then this is where I sort of get a bit confused because it's like A and E, and then back to A. So that is the overall structure of that intro, and writing it out that way, despite the fact that OneNote doesn't like it and doesn't want it to be a sentence, we can see how many bars that we got, because each one of these is going to be a bar, including this one with a slash that we have here. Now, I know that's not technically correct if you're writing out chords, but you know what? Do it the way that works for you is what I say. So what I like to do here is now work out how many bars there are going to be in each of those. So my intro is going to be A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 2. That's 4, then the 5, then the 6, then the 7, then the 8. Da, and that's where our verse starts. So we know our intro is going to have 8 bars in there, and then we kick into our verse, which we need to work out how many bars we're going to have in our verse. So it's the same thing again here. I've written this out a bit strangely, so we're going to rewrite this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, actually, I think we've done this okay, because I think we do actually do it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Da 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 da. So it's sorry. This is this is our intro, isn't it? Yeah, verse is down here. So we can get rid of that one, because this is actually our verse. All right. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So this is the verse. So it's going to be da 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 da. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 6, 2, 4, 5, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Yeah. So it's going to be a 16 bar verse. And yeah, look, if you're a more experienced songwriter, you're probably going, yeah, we can count, Pete. It's okay. But getting this stuff right at the start, honestly, it does help you out. And it's so easy to make a mistake, especially if you're working in 6/8 or 3/4 or some different time signature than 4/4. I get myself confused. So we know that the next lot is exactly the same, but with that E7 at the end. And then let's work on our pre-chorus here. Let's just bold these to differentiate what we've got here. Our pre-chorus, so that's what we talked about yesterday with the F sharp minor, 3, 4, and then the 5, and then the 6, and then the 7, and then the 8. Yeah. So, and then we had our variation of our pre-chorus, which we'll leave in there for now, but our pre-chorus at that stage is going to be another 8. Not an asterisk, but an 8. So we've got that there. We then go into our chorus, which we'll bolden there, and we'll make sure that we've got this right. So this is 1, 2, 3, no, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 2, 3, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8. Yep, so again, we've just got that A and then E, which is going to just be that 1 bar split there that's going to split it up, that makes it not like us. So our chori are going to be 8 bars in length, and then there's our lyrics. Now let's just shimmy these lyrics down because we don't want these messing up our structure here at this stage. So we're going to cut them out from there, and we're going to post our lyrics down here, down at the bottom here, which is where our chorus lyrics will be. And again, I'll say it again, but if you don't do these things in exactly this format or this structure, that is totally fine. This just works for me, and it's an idea and a way to make sure that your structure is coming together. So at the moment, we've got 8 bars, we've got 16 bars, we've got another 8 bars of pre-chorus, and then we've got 8 bars of the chorus. So our overall structure there is going to be sort of around that, so 32, 40 bars to get us from the intro to the end of the first chorus. Now, the turnaround that we need here between... So the da 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 da. I don't know if I want to just go straight back into the next verse. I think I want a 1 bar or maybe a 2 bar break there with just a go. Da 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 da. And I think it might actually be 1 bar. So it's da 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 da. Da. Yeah. I only want 1 bar. So it's really just it's an interlude, I guess, or a breakdown or a break or whatever you want to call it. But it's going to be 1 bar. It's important to put that in there because if you're setting up your song structure, it's going to look uneven, and it will be uneven because it's not going to always be exactly that. And yes, you could say, oh, what if you use 2 bars or if you use none, then it's going to sort of stay even. Wouldn't that be easier? Probably, but I think it'll be less interesting. So then we want to go into the second verse, which is going to repeat. So it's going to repeat this. And so we'll come up here, we'll grab that, we'll copy it, we'll bring it down, and we'll put it here. Now, these are all looking big at the moment because I've got it zoomed in so that you can see what we're doing here. And what we're going to do is, so that's verse 1, chorus, interlude, and then verse 2 is going to go in there with its 16 bars, pre-chorus 2, and then chorus 2. Mark these as numbers, chorus 1, chorus 2, chorus 3, because you will get lost in there. So now, what do we want to do after this second chorus? So this is where I think, so this is where I think verse 3 is going to be like our a cappella. So it's just going to go da 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 da. I'm thinking like some answering vocals, harmonies all going through there. So this is where it's going to kind of break down. And what I'm probably going to do is this is only going to be a 3-verse song, I reckon. I don't think it has 4 verses in it. I think it'll get boring and repetitive. So after this chorus, yes, we are going to go back to... So we might not even have the interlude, in fact. So let's just see what I say. Da, 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 da. Maybe. We'll leave the interlude out of there for now. We'll just go straight into verse 3, just to do something different. And verse 3 is going to do the same chord patterns, but what I'm thinking is that these It'll be these chord patterns sort of, but I'm going to put them in italics here because what I will put down here is, I'm not going to be able to spell this, am I? Is it double L? No, thank you. Oh, no, it's, I don't know. Sorry. Feel free to roast me in the comments. Is it double P and one L? Is it double L? We got there. Thank you, spell check. Wow, you can tell that I don't do a lot of a cappella stuff because I can't even spell a cappella. So we've got verse 2, 16 bars there, but the first 8 of them. So what it'll do a da 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 da. So we're at the A there. Da 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 da. And then what I'm thinking, it comes in back in with just like a da 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 da, like builds back up with the guitars or with some sort of instrumentation that comes back in there, and then da 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 da, and then yeah, we go back into the pre-chorus and then the chorus. Now the final chorus, which will be here, so we'll copy these down and we'll put them down here, which will be pre-chorus 3, and then it will be chorus 3, which will probably be our final chorus. Oh, final. Chorus 3 final, and then I'm probably going to do a double up there on the final chorus. So this would actually be 16 bars there. And you'll see why these bar numbers are so important when we set up the project, which we'll do in a video or two's time, in GarageBand so that we can start tracking, because we can now set our sections and we can get everything organized and looking good from the very start. So that's where we've got it. So we've got our pre-chorus there, number 3. We've got our chorus 3 final, and then we should be good to go. So it's da 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 da. Yeah, and then it goes through with another chorus there as I spit on my microphone, and then da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this is sort of the ending. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So it's probably about 4 bars worth of ending there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the ending. We're going to say that it's 8 bars, because it's definitely going to go E, A, no, other way around, A, E. So it's definitely going to do it like a yeah. So da 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 yeah. So A E A A A A D, maybe a couple of Ds, and then finishing strong on the A. So that's the part, and look, the reason that I don't worry so much about the ending is that it's easy to change the ending because you're at the end. So I normally give me 8 bars, and I'll probably use 16 bars. Now, what I'll also do is before my intro, and this is very important. I know this has been a bit of a dry video, but this part is important. So if you don't pay attention to anything but this, give yourself some lead in. I give myself 2 bars, sometimes 4 bars of lead in, just to give yourself time in the front of your project, at the front of your song, to make sure. So when you're setting it up in your DAW, your digital audio workstation, in GarageBand, in whatever, make sure you have some lead in there. So I'm going to have 4 bars of lead in, then I need to set up 8 bars, 16, 8, 8, 1 for interlude, then 16, 8, 8, 16, 8, 16, and then 8 for our ending. Probably even put 16 in the ending, just to make sure we have plenty of end time. Don't skimp on the number of bars for your lead in or your ending, or you're going to get into trouble. Whatever digital audio workstation you're recording in, it's going to be a problem. So there we go. Let's zoom on back out of here and take a look at what we've got here. So this is our overall song structure. I'm pretty confident with this. The one thing I'm not sure about is that I may want a solo. So I may want to put a solo in somewhere, which should probably be sort of after maybe the second chorus, or if I did want to extend this out, make it 3 verses. By the way, I need to change that to verse 3. If I did want to make it more than 3 verses, up to 4 verses, which was my original idea, then maybe I do need to add some more. But I'm pretty comfortable with this. I've got an idea of what the song structure is going to be. This is going to help me because what we're going to be doing is in the next couple of videos, we're going to finish writing these lyrics. We're not going to have blah, blah, blah play outside. And some of the other ideas that I've got in here, we're going to finish writing those, or at least I'm going to show you what we've got for the end. So continue providing your ideas on some lyrics in there, on the verse lyrics, the chorus lyrics, anything that you want there. If you have ideas on the instrumentation, on the song structure, on what you think we should be doing in here, if you think there should be a solo, if you think there should be a harmonica and I need to go out and buy and learn to play harmonica in the next week, then let me know about that too. But no, thank you for everyone who has chimed in and who has supported this so far. We're only 2 videos in. We've got a heap more to go and we're going to continue on with this. So yes, song structure is not the most glamorous topic in the world, but it's really important. And like I said, it can be the difference between a boring song and a song that's going to hold your interest, and I'm still not convinced that this one's got enough interest. We may need to change things up, but we have our base. Thanks again for watching. If you've got any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave those down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like to check out some more videos in this series or some other songwriting tips, check out the links down below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking on the Studio Live Today icon in the top right corner, or head on over to studiolivetoday.com for even more audio goodness.